Hello, everybody. Naughty Nana Does here. How's everybody? Good, I hope. Well, today, I was going through some old videos on YouTube, and I came across one that was up last week from Brian Tyler Cohen, and it was about legalizing pot and Joe Biden wanting to pardon simple possession charges, things like that. So, apparently, as of October, 19 states have approved marijuana for recreational use, and 38 states have legalized it for medicinal use. Now, this is a huge money-making business. It really is. Now, the industry generated $15 billion in 2021, and it's on track to generate another $25 billion in sales in 2025. I think it's going to surpass that. If legalized pot goes up, it's going to be a huge business. Start your own mom and pop, just saying. It could be a good idea. You never know. But anyway, there was an interview with Dr. Oz, and he was on Newsmax, and they were asking him all kinds of questions about pot and stuff like that. Now, you think as a medical doctor, he would know some of the benefits from weed? You think he would know, or at least he should be researching it at the very least. I'm just saying. But anyway, veterans are prescribed opiates on a daily basis. If they gave them medicinal marijuana and they had their little card, their license, they could just go and buy that. It's so much cheaper and so much healthier. But anyway, Mehmet Oz on Newsmax said that the anchor was saying that Fetterman has a huge following and won the state, but doesn't dress like a politician. He wears gym shorts and hoodies. So the fuck what? It's a working class friggin' state. Should wear what's comfortable, right? I think if he gets sworn in, he's going to wear a suit on that day. You think? I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But anyway, and he wants to legalize marijuana, which quite frankly seems to be legal, but not in Pennsylvania. It's not. It's just only for medicinal purposes. So Oz is sitting there, and all the time he's going on about that Fetterman doesn't wear normal politician clothes. He's sitting there going, doing one of those mean girl faces. You just want to, yeah. Anyway, so he said, so Dr. Oz, what's your stance on marijuana? And Dr. Oz says, this is rich. You know, there aren't enough Pennsylvanians to work in Pennsylvania. Did they decrease the population somehow or something? So giving them pot to stay home I don't think it's an ideal move. I also don't want to breathe addiction to marijuana. It's not a physical addiction, and it's emotional addiction. But I don't want the young to think that they have to smoke a joint to get out of the house in the morning. So we need to get Pennsylvanians back to work. You got to give them their mojo. And I don't want marijuana to be a hindrance to that. And I also don't want people operating heavy machinery and driving past me when they've just had their fourth joint of the day. Who's going to work smoking their fourth joint of the day? Are you kidding me? He obviously needs to do some research. A lot. I'm just saying. Ask around. Go to pain clinics. Talk to them. See what this stuff does. But anyway, there are other problems Pennsylvanians, this one's rich. There are other problems Pennsylvanians are having. We're a border state, practically. They're flying illegal immigrants up here. Who's doing it? From the border in the middle of the night on these night flights, but they're also getting their narcotics up here really easily. Now, what the actual hell is he talking about? Pennsylvania is a border state. Really? Here's what the Pennsylvania state borders. Pennsylvania technically is a border state because it borders on Delaware to the southeast, Maryland to the southwest, Ohio to the west, Lake Erie in the Canadian border, and Ontario, where I live, in the northwest, and New York to the north, and New Jersey to the east. Is that bordering anywhere around Mexico? Because you know he's getting around that the long way, right? It doesn't even compute. It really doesn't. But anyway, he's saying that all this stuff is going on and they're flying all these illegals in here. Does he not know that the last plane full of folks that got sent to Maryland, to Massachusetts, to Martha's Vineyard, were all legally here, legally in the United States? But anyway, I think he's an idiot. And I'll say it to his face, Dr. Oz, you're an idiot. Maybe you're forgetting that although alcohol is legal, most people aren't drinking on the construction job or driving their goddamn vehicles. It's just not happening. It's like you going on about voter fraud that you want to look into. It's just not happening. It's not. Now, pot's legal in Canada. And there's a lot of taxes put on that that's going to go to a lot of good in your country if you decide to legalize that. I'm just saying. Pot does a body good. Does. Now, what you're peddling is a bunch of horseshit. Because most of us with chronic pain, sleep disorders, anxiety, PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, cancer patients, it helps them increase their appetite so they can get some nutrients. But in states like Texas, veterans are instead given opiates. And if they're caught smoking weed, they become criminals. Then what? What's going to happen then? They could take CBD oil, but no, it's illegal in Texas, and all these vets and anybody else with all these other problems I just mentioned end up in jail. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think they'd rather smoke pot and take CBD oil and stuff so they could stop feeling sore, tired, shut in, and shut out of life. And nobody is causing fights or getting obnoxious and crazy when they're smoking pot. I'm just saying. Most people just sit there and mellow the hell out. That's what they do when they're smoking pot. You want to talk about addiction? How about alcohol? Alcohol is the reason for more deaths on the highways. It's the reason for more families breaking up. More people on the street are alcoholics who will become powerless and hopeless and lost everything to their alcohol addiction. So what about that? And all the other problems it causes: cancer, cirrhosis of the liver, kidney disease, alcohol brain. What about that? Try looking into that. Leave us pot smokers alone, would you, for Christ's sake? And you know what, Oz? Why don't you just go home? Spark up the old hookah there and have a hit or two, man. Just calm the fuck down. Pot's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Gotta love you all. Mwah.